Hello everybody, Tyrone the Guy 3 here. You know, Dragon Ball Z has been known for a lot of things, but most noticeably, Dragon Ball Z is known for its action-packed fighting. And what makes that action-packed fighting even more action-packed? Well, it's the super moves, of course. Each of the Z Warriors and villains have brought some wacky, strong, dangerously powerful, and unique moves to the entire plot of Dragon Ball Z that have done various things. And because of this, I'm pretty sure tons of you all out there watching this video have your own personal favorite attack that they love seeing in Dragon Ball Z. Whether it be the Super Ghost Kazakami or the Thunder Flash technique. So, in this video, I'm going to review my top 5 favorite super attacks in Dragon Ball Z. I know which one you better pick. Get out of here, troll guy. If you don't pick my favorite one, I'll unsubscribe. Yeah, we got the deal. Let's get into this. Number 5. Final Flash by Vegeta. Now, a lot of y'all are thinking, the Final Flash, why is this so low on the list? And for those of y'all who don't know what Dragon Ball Z is, what is the Final Flash? Well, the Final Flash is really hard to explain. Vegeta gets frustrated at Perfect Cell for being really cocky and making Vegeta seem like he doesn't really stand much of a chance. So as a last ditch effort, Vegeta goes ahead and charges all of his energy into one giant blast known as the Final Flash. Cell actually is so cocky to the point where he doesn't even try to put up a guard for real against this attack and tries to take the attack head on. Obviously Vegeta's the one who eggs him to take it head on. However, things go a bit disarrayed, I guess, when Cell underestimates the power of the Final Flash and has to guard real fast at last minute, but Cell winds up losing an arm. Thankfully, Cell can regenerate, so he wasn't really worried about it too much, but it is worthy to note that if Cell didn't guard at last minute, he probably would have been blown to bits. And that's why I respect Final Flash. It potentially is the move that could have wiped Cell out. It has such destructive power. Even after it didn't hit Cell all the way, we saw the beam go off into the freaking galaxy and blow up in some random area. The Final Flash has the ability to destroy the Earth. I know Vegeta has weaker moves like the Gallic Gun that have the capability of destroying the Earth, but this one showed some legit results. It took about 3 to 5 minutes in order to freaking charge, but we see that this dangerously was worth it. This attack right here was the attack that made me crap my pants when I was a kid because of the destructive force it has. Now you're probably wondering, why is it so low on the list? Yeah, why is it so low? The reason it's so low on the list is because a lot of attacks I like in Dragon Ball Z are very unique attacks. Very, like, attacks that have tricks behind them or something. This attack, unfortunately, is just a charged up beam and nothing else. Moving on, number 4. The Hell Zone Grenade, performed by Piccolo. Also known as the Scatter Shot, this attack involves Piccolo shooting a lot of energy volleys towards his opponent. Some of them may hit, some of them deliberately are missing on purpose. What Piccolo then does is control his energy to the point where he can keep the energy bombs in place so that he can trick his opponent into thinking that he was missing, only to discover that he was missing on purpose so that he can reel all of the energy balls in one foul swoop. Vegeta did something similar to this against Buhan in the Buu Saga, where he launched a bunch of smaller blasts that got deflected and then Vegeta brought them in closer, but it got failed results as well. The only part I'm upset about the Hell Zone Grenade is that it actually failed because Android 17 had ended up using his energy shield. Cheap bastard. Any other opponent, and this would have been a really good move to use on somebody. Piccolo's always been known to be the tactician of all the Z Warriors, so to see him use a very tactitional based attack is something that's very cool. The only reason it didn't make it up any higher in the list is because while this is a very clever attack, its only debut failed. And that's really upsetting to see. I mean, it goes on to be his ultimate attack in a lot of future games, and even later it becomes his minor super attack to make way for Light Grenade. But for now, it just is the move that is good in theory, but in its debut, it didn't do its job. Moving on to number 3. The Shinkiko, also known as the Tri-Beam or Neo Tri-Beam in this case. The Shinkiko is an attack performed by Tien Shinhan, and this attack is awesome. Now, I know what you're thinking, Tyrone, what the hell? What makes this move any more special than any of the other moves, or more tactitional than the Hell Zone Grenade? Well, the thing about it is, the Z Warriors have been known to use moves that are a lot stronger than their own powers. For example, when Piccolo used the Special Beam Cannon, his energy level shot up, but only when he was using that move. The same is done here, but the rate in which Tien's power goes up is dramatic. Now, a lot of y'all are probably familiar with the infamous fight that Tien had with Cell. Well, it wasn't really a fight, it was more of Tien holding Cell back. Now, if you look into the series, in this point, Tien isn't even as strong as, Tien's strong, but he's probably only about as strong as, the Ginyu Force at this rate. So he's nowhere near the strength of semi-perfect Cell. Yet, still, Tien was able to use the Shinkiko to keep Cell at bay. If an attack from Tien can keep Cell, semi-perfect Cell, the Cell that almost killed Piccolo, the Cell that's stronger than the Cell that almost killed Piccolo, if an attack like that can keep Cell at bay, then imagine how powerful that must have been. Good lord! The Shinkiko also was in a move that knocked a lot of wind out of Nappa as well. It didn't damage him dangerously, but it did make all of his armor completely destroyed. So that's very noticeable. It caught Nappa off guard. I just like this attack for the sheer fact that it's way stronger than the user that's using it. And for that, it's very noticeable. For a normal Earthling to be able to use a move that can keep one of the strongest villains at the time at bay is very noticeable. Just imagine what would have happened if he had been stronger and used it. The only reason it didn't make her higher on the list is because, again, it was only used twice. And for those 2 times, they were very, very, noticeable. He does use it very cool again in the new movie that's coming out. And I think he also used it on Boo, but it didn't have much of an effect. So, moving on to number 2. The Instant Transmission Kamehameha. I like this move. The Kamehameha is a very noticeable and traditional attack in Dragon Ball Z. So there's not really much ways to put a spin on it, although Goku has been creative. I mean, he freaking used it with his feet one time. But the Kamehameha is a very cool move in the fact that it's a simple, charge and let go. So to add anything to it would make it even more exclusive and make it more tactitional. Goku surprises everybody with this. What he does is that he charges up a Super Kamehameha towards Cell at an angle in which if he were to fire it, it would blow up the Earth indefinitely. However, Goku calls Cell out, Cell calls Goku out on this bluff and drops his guard. Unfortunately, since he dropped his guard, Goku's free to use the Instant Transmission Kamehameha in conjunction with the Kamehameha itself in order to appear right in front of Cell and blow his upper half of his body off. Honestly, I think this move was very cheated because it should have been able to wipe Cell completely out. But whatever, since Cell can regenerate it, Cell's body was brought back to normal, which is bullcrap, but still, it was pretty cool. I love this move just for the sheer fact that it seems so unlike Goku until the last minute. We're so sure that Goku isn't going to use the Kamehameha to hit the Earth, but he's still very confident and serious of him about to firing the blast down on the Earth. Cell calls him out on his bluff and drops his guard, and that unfortunately was his undoing. It's a very tricky move, and Goku ends up using that trick to his advantage in order to completely blow Cell away. Literally. He also used this move again in the filler episodes where he fought off against Pikkon in the other world tournament. While he was using the Thunder Flash, Goku was able to find a quick opening and come in with the Instant Transmission Kamehameha. Very unique. I love how tactical this move is, and I love how powerful it can be. The only reason it hasn't made it as number 1 is because I just really like the move that's number 1, and you all will probably crucify me once you figure out what number 1 is. So, without further ado, let's move on to number 1. Number 1. Burning Attack, performed by Trunks. Now I know what you all are thinking. What type of tactical move is this? There's nothing behind this that's smart. There's nothing behind this that makes him dangerously stronger than himself. What is the whole point in putting Burning Attack as number 1? You suck, Tyrone. Yeah, that's all the things I was gonna say. I'm gonna unsubscribe. Anyway, hear me out, you guys. I know that this move isn't as tactical as all the other attacks. I know that this move isn't exactly like mind-blowing. Hell, in its debut, it misses. Yeah, it misses. Mecha Frieza doesn't even get hit by that. He ends up getting hit by Trunks' shining burning slash. But hear me out. Hear me out. It looks freaking cool. There's so many questions behind this move. Why does Trunks have to move his arms in rapid concession in order to even fire it? What's the secret behind it? Why does it look like that? Why is it charged like that? How come this move is so freaking like cool looking? I gotta admit, I don't really have a favorite DBZ character because I love all of them. I love all of the Z Warriors pretty much equally. But if I had to choose one of my favorite characters, it would be Trunks, and it would specifically be for the Burning Attack. I know it's a cop-out, but this move looks really cool. See, Trunks has used it a grand total of about 3 times in the series. I think 4 times if you count the movies. But he used this move against Android 17 and 18 in the History of Trunks special. He used this move again against Mecha Frieza, and he used a variation of this move when he was helping fight off against the androids in the Dr. Gero's lab. And all 3 times pretty much have failed, but this, it just looks cool, and I'm sorry that that's the reason, but I really like the Burning Attack simply because it looks cool. Yeah, it's a cop-out, but there you go. So, what's your favorite ultimate attacks or super attacks? Put them in the comment section below. I'll see you all then, everybody. Tyrone the God 3 out. Burning Attack!